Occupy Vancouver protester Jeremiah Baldwin has been living outside the art gallery since the movement began to attract the city's attention. He learned recently he is not only occupying the outside of the gallery, but the inside too.
Yeah, I was just standing, setting up our tent and with my friend Alex, and this British guy, this British tourist, he came by and he just stood there staring at me, and I asked him, "Can I help you?" And then he said, "Oh, it's just a little creepy, you know, like, I could swear to God I just seen you hanging on the wall." I'm like, "What?" He's like, "Oh, your photograph, it's inside the art gallery."
Baldwin wanted to find the source of this strange coincidence.
Yeah, it's a kind of interesting serendipity. Taking that particular picture and a series of pictures like that was kind of documenting the kind of urban, kind of nomadic homelessness.
Baldwin met with photographer Christos Dikiakos in the gallery to talk about the artwork.
So where's your dog?
That's probably the lump right there you see.
Yeah.
Yeah, my black lab.
The Canadian Blood Services Centre in Vancouver is facing a shortage of donations, and they're looking for new volunteers.
In sort of the fall, Thanksgiving time of year, where people have sort of gotten back into their routine and people can forget about donating blood.
Despite these empty chairs, there are still a few dedicated donors willing to give up a part of their day to contribute.
Like, why do I do it? Don't have a reason not to. I'm afraid of needles, but that's not really enough to not. I mean, somebody needs it.
I donate blood just because it's a good thing to do. It helps other people, I imagine, you know, and that's about all. I mean, it's not a big deal. What, I've been here, 10 minutes? I could stand at a bus stop longer than that.
Here's an example of how you shouldn't be driving during cold weather. Provincial police and ICBC are reminding people to slow down.
The Speed Relative to Conditions campaign is really about asking drivers to adapt their driving with regards to what the conditions of the roads are and the weather. So if it's raining or icy, that people are slowing down and taking more time to get to where they're going.
Young drivers are a concern, especially with a harsh winter predicted this year. ICBC and the police used a driver training facility to prove the faster you go, the harder it is to respond. These Vancouver bike paths may soon seem more like roadways. That's because mayoral candidate Jerry Maguire wants cyclists to carry licenses and insurance to improve safety.
Cyclist accidents went up 15%, and bike lanes are supposed to be safer.
Designers at Eco Fashion Week are doing their part to clean up the fashion industry's bad habits.
Fashion in general is one of the worst polluters. The textile industry is the worst polluter in the world. And we're just trying to keep our fashion because we love our clothes and we love everything about it. We don't want to stop buying new clothes and stop making new clothes, but we want to make it better for the earth. We don't want to have as much of an impact on the earth.
Eco Fashion Week aims to make local shoppers think about where their style really comes from.
I definitely find that living here is what inspired me to do eco fashion. I started doing the research myself, and I find that that is the point where educated people can't go back. You can't find out that buying that cotton t-shirt took a child away from their education.
Hello there, and welcome to BCIT Magazine. I'm Artie Prasad. The movement that started on Wall Street has made its way around the world and now most recently to Vancouver. Occupy Vancouver is in full swing, and as Camille Karamali reports, hundreds of people have joined the protests.